Okay, today for Miss Davis's class, this is what you're doing. I want you to think about how people get their message out. You've been writing a persuasive essay to the principal. But if you wanted to get this message out, what media would you use? So what I'm going to have you do first is you're going to, well, no, let's skip that. We're going to go back. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do, and then we'll walk through how to fold your paper. There's 4 kinds of ways to get your message out. There's digital communication. Think about digital. These are your cell phones. What do you use to get your message out digitally? You know, when you pick up your phone and, oh my gosh, you got to tell them about your new BFF and how the booger was hanging out of their nose. What app, what form of communication, digital, do you use? Okay, got that? Think about it. Our president that will be sworn into office today has mastered the art of using one of these forms of digital communication. Okay, digital communication. We'll spell that word later. The next one is digital media. Now, the difference between digital media and digital communication is this. Digital media is for getting out information and news stories. So think about those things where we get our news digitally or information digitally. One of them has a red box, big triangle, and it's something about a tube. Another one, might be, your different news apps, things like that. Think about that. Then the next one, you're going to go, what is a newspaper? Because newspaper is print media. When you're getting out information and news to a mass audience, especially those like my mom, who thinks the internet is of the devil, how would you get the message out to them? You would use newspapers. You would use magazines. Got it? Newspapers. NEWSPAPERS. Magazines. MAGAZINE. Then the last one is mass media. To get the information out to the masses without print, without digital communication, what are you going to use? Well, you're going to use radio and television. Okay? Radio and television. Now, if you need these definitions again, the person in your class can play this part of the message again so you can get the notes. But this is what you're going to do. Okay, everybody should have a piece of white paper. The white paper, you're going to fold it in half. Then you're going to fold it in half again. So when you open it up, you have now divided your paper into fourths. There's a line here and a line here. You are going to label a box digital communication. You're going to label a box digital media. You are going to label a box print media. You are going to label a box mass media. And media doesn't end with a G. I just made a horrible A. It's MEDIA. Okay? So now don't freak out. Just take a deep breath, because here's your assignment. In the digital communication box, you are to draw 2 forms of digital communication. 2 ways people digitally communicate. And yes, you will be using like the app logo, or actually drawing that device that you can't seem to get out of your hand. You know, the cell phone? Then here you're going to draw and label 2 forms of digital media. How do they get news and information out to the masses digitally? The news and information. Remember that tube thing? Yeah. Print media. I told you there are two kinds of print media. So you are going to draw and label the two kinds of print media. Then, lastly, you're going to draw and label the two kinds of mass media. Okay? Draw and label. Yes, you may color it. No, I don't have any colors. Okay? Yes, this is due at the end of the period. If you would, turn it over to the back. Put your first and last name on the back. Maybe a little message that says, "We miss you, Miss Davis," or something like that. But put your first and last name on the back so we know who to give the grade to. This is your assignment today. It's due at the end of the period.